Hello, it's me again. Just bringing everybody up to speed a little bit on the idea of a shop on the high street. As it turns out, the shop that I put the stuff in, and you might remember I told you that the guy died at Christmas within a couple of weeks of me putting the stuff in. And I didn't want to appear like a vulture, so I didn't want to be emailing or getting hold of the wife straight away to say, you know, things like, can I take the shop over from you, and that kind of stuff. However, it turns out that she now wishes I had. Oh, I've got to stop this and take a phone call from the estate agent. So that was the estate agent interrupting me doing this video. And yes, it turns out that the lady wife of the guy that died, she would have appreciated me getting in touch and wouldn't have looked at me being a vulture, because she's had to pay $2,700 just to come out of the lease, and a couple of months in advance. And I'm not too sure how they get away with charging twice for the same thing, because if she's already paid for that, you know, she should be able to rent me it to get her money back. I don't know. Don't really know how that works. But anyway, so the point is, it's up for rent. It's $10,000 a year, which is £200 a week. I know there's rates on top of that, but generally small business rates, you get a massive reduction because of if you've just got the one business rates, and I would have. So that should be okay. There are customers ready to go in straight away. I've run out of cards. People are like, oh yeah, I'm interested. Let me take your card. And I was talking to the lady, and she was introducing me to other people, saying this chap's thinking of taking it over. So she's been collecting cards. In fact, she's been writing my number on her card because I just run out. I didn't think to take that many cards with me. I only took a few. Anyway, so the cost is £10,000 a year, which is £800 a month, which is around 2,400 quid for 3 months. Plus the solicitor's fees, etc., moving in, etc., I need to come up with about another 3,000. Now that is a complete tall order under the circumstances. And when you consider my name is mud, absolute dirt mud for hundreds of people, it would be a fair assumption to make that it's like, Ian, you have no chance, especially to raise that kind of money in a week, because they're talking about coming back to me on Monday. And he said what they're thinking of doing is just the current lease, just swap it over to you. That might mean that she can get some money back somewhere along the line. But I said to her today, what we'll do is, if I get in, let's see if I get in first. If I do get in, then I'll help you chase that money back, because she hasn't got the kind of money to waste. In fact, she didn't have the money to pay her boss, because it wasn't her shop, it was her husband's, and she's got a job, and her boss paid that for her without telling her. He just paid it for her because she was under so much stress. And so there may be a way of getting that back, especially if they go down the road of essentially charging twice for the same thing. But you never know. But we'll see. We'll see. I said to her, I will give her all assistance that I can in order for her to get it back. What she has said is that I can have, if I take it over and I'm doing a similar thing, which I am, she's willing to let me have all the fixtures and fittings for free, which is a phenomenal amount. The place is already shelved out. It's already done out for this kind of shop. What I would do is just take the pride of places. I would take the best shelves, obviously for myself and for my product, and everything else in the shop I would rent out. I'd probably have there's 2 windows, one either side of the door. I'd probably have one for me and rent one out, you know, maybe 50 quid for the week if somebody wanted to take it or something. You know, we'll see. I mean, we'll come up with different ideas, so we'll see. I'm a pretty good ideas man, and I'm pretty creative. So I'm sure that I could do it in such a way that the actual shop won't cost me any rent. That's what I'm looking for. If I'm paying out rent, it's a bit of a struggle. But if I'm getting the rent paid for me because I'm renting out excess shelving, etc., that I'm not going to use. And remember, a shelf the length of my arm, they were renting out for £20 a month. And so, you know, it's got bookcases in there and there's various shelves, and I'm sure I could put up more shelves and find ways in order to get more stuff in there type thing. So that's what I would be looking for. And, but I've got to do this quickly. And like I say, I'm not expecting anything, but I've got no choice but to come on here and try, because I have to do something. And if I don't do something soon, if I don't do something quickly, I'm really worried. I'm frightened that within a few short weeks, month or two, I'm going to be back to pulling pints or chucking people out of nightclubs. And I don't really want to do that, but I'm not qualified to do much. I've worked for myself for many years. I'm just not qualified. At my time of age and my illnesses, it's going to be difficult for me to get a job. So I don't know what else to do. This has a potential. It has a potential of being able to keep me going. It has a potential of being able to pay bills, and it has a potential of being able to pay a little bit back. So I have to try. I have to try. I know that I will need at some point to look at employing somebody. So I'll have to look at what I can do about that. Ideally, it would be one of the artisan people, something like that. Maybe we could do it on a basis that, yes, I'll rent them a space in the shop, but they have to do 1 day a month. Something like that. They have to come in and watch the shop 1 day a month. Most people can afford to give a day a month. So that's what I'm looking at. But in order to do it, I've got to raise another 3,000. That's what's going to get me into place. I've got to be able to go in, whack the money down without blinking to pay 3 months rent up front. If I don't pay 3 months rent up front, there's no chance I'm going to get in, not on a lease. It's a 3-year lease. So then I'm safe for 3 years. I think we can make it work. It will certainly give me a bit of advertising in town, and I will make sure that all 3 businesses are advertised from that one shop. So that, absolutely for definite. And I believe that that will bring business in for all three sites, for the Raffles, pardon me, I had a bit of chicken when I was out, for the Raffles site and for the TGBCH, and also for ChangeTecher.com. There is a way for me to be able, you see the shop, there's a way for, it's coming up next in the video. You'll be able to see the shop a little bit, and it's right next to the harbour. So it is in one of the busiest ends of town. The other end of town is not quite so busy. This end of town is quite busy. And I'll be looking for regular business. So I'll be looking for business from holiday makers as well as business from the locals in starting to get their own collection together. And also we've now got, which is kind of hot off the press, is we're starting to get more of the cruise ships. The cruise ships come in, and they don't come in because Weymouth or Portland is a fantastic port with, fantastic shops and all the rest of it. They come because of the fuel. And while the cruise ships are getting fueled up, the people come off and they have a walk around the town. So I do think this has a potential, and I'm happy to do whatever kind of deal I need to do, whether that be buying some stock, whether that be, if you want to help me and you think, I want to help Ian, but I can only afford 20 quid, go and buy a coin. Go and buy a TGBCH coin. If you can only afford 10 or 15 quid, go and buy a coin. Something like that. It doesn't matter how I get it. It doesn't matter if I get it in dribs and drabs. It doesn't matter if I get it all in one go, as long as I get it. And I need to get 3,000 in less than a week. So and probably a weekend. You know, I could ideally be ready to have a chat with him on sort of Monday, Tuesday. I know, as I said at the beginning of this, my name is Mud, and I know there are an awful lot of people I can never prove my innocence to. I can never be exonerated in their eyes, no matter what. Because the only way that I could ever be exonerated properly is if certain people were to go online and say everything they did they made up, everything they did was rubbish, everything they did was designed out of spite just to take my business away from me and cause me what has now ultimately been caused. Because when you do damage to someone, it doesn't necessarily do damage immediately. The damage that you do to people, it can take years, like it has done me, because I've been a good fighter and I've fought against it, but it has a domino effect. And the domino effect is me getting to the point where I'm, you know, just about to lose everything, and I can't do that without fighting a little bit further. So I have to fight. Some of you will know what I mean, some of you won't. There isn't much I can do about that. I do have certain informations. If I made that information public, I don't know if the haters out there would believe me, because the hate is so strong. The demolition job was just too good at the end of the day. And I don't think there's anything I can say or do that will ever get those people to realise their mistakes, let alone come forward and apologise and say, sorry, Ian, we got it all wrong. So anyway, without going over old ground, because all that would do is just upset me. So this is what I'm trying to do. Now, you might be prepared to help me out with a bit of money and hold some stock. You know, I have a fair amount of stock of Birmingham Silver, Birmingham Peatfort, Alan Turing Silver, Alan Turing Peatfort. They're a couple that I got a few of. Someone just helped me out with some money, and I'm in the process of sending them a load of stock. I believe this is going to help sell out certain TGBCH coins as well, and that will be good. So I think the people that have bought into the TGBCH coins, and if anybody thinks that they would like to buy into them a bit more, well, I think there is good money to be made there, because if I do manage to get this shop, then my stuff is going to be prominently displayed to people. And we're just coming into the summer, so it's the ideal time for me to take the shop over. And I've always believed, when I wanted to do the shop 6 years ago, I've always believed that people would come on holiday and the partner would say, oh, go and treat yourself to a coin. There's a coin shop up there, why don't you go and treat yourself? So, and it's not just about selling my coins, you know, I can put all sorts of bits and pieces in there. Maybe even get rid of the lockup. Now, if I could get rid of the lockup, that would save me £200 a month. So if I'm paying £800 a month out on rent, but I'm also saving £200 on the lockup, then it feels like I've got quite cheap rent. And I don't see why I couldn't get rid of the lockup, because everything that's in that lockup I could use. Maybe even get my dining room back, because the big pine desk and the pine drawers, I could take them down the shop and they would be the counter, you know, with the drawers my side, so to speak. So that could also work. But anyway, this is what I need. If I'm leading myself up the garden path, then I will get absolutely zero help between now and Monday. If on the other hand, I have sort of an inkling of trust left in a few people, I might be able to get a bit of help. I don't know. And plus, I fully realise that each and every single one of you are having it tough at the moment because of the flipping climate. there you go. All right, thanks very much for watching, and if you are able to help in any way, please get in touch and give me a call. It doesn't matter that it's the weekend. I will take the time, day or night, to speak to you, because this is so important. This is one way that we can keep going. Okay then, thank you. Bit of love out my bucket. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Okay, so on raffle under the TGBCH account, so that's raffle.com/TGBCH. You've got this one here, £1,300 worth, and we've sold 156 tickets, and at the moment we have £156 coming in from that. Right, so I'm showing you everything, showing you even the back end stuff. Today I've put this one up. Silver Birmingham Games 50p, guaranteed prize. Doesn't matter how many entries sell, how many tickets are sold, the prize is guaranteed. The ticket price is £1 each. The number of tickets sold is 1 so far. Total revenue £1. Only 1 ticket is sold. And that is up for, that ends on the 7th of February. This bottom one ends on the 22nd of February. There's an Eeyore, guaranteed prize, guaranteed, no matter how many tickets sell, guaranteed. £1 each, we've sold 1 ticket. I only put this up today, that finishes on the 1st of February. So it's only live for a few days. This is me trying to get a feel of how this site works, trying different things. They seem to have all sorts of different prices for making it public. I've not done any bundles on these two because it's just a straight £1 a ticket, maximum 200 tickets on the Birmingham Games, maximum 300 tickets on the Eeyore. So that's it, that's the absolute maximum number of tickets. So if we go now to the other one, which is TGBCH prizes, I have 2 pending raffles. That's because they've not yet okayed it, because you have to get them okayed. You put it through and they get reviewed and then they okay them. I did these ones before I did the other 2, and the other 2 have been okayed. Anyway, this is not in the public side, so I've not made it public. See, make public. I haven't made it public yet, because in order to make this one public, look at the cost. Look at what they want to charge. It's a sliding scale. It all depends, as I found out this morning, it all depends on how much your ticket price is and how many tickets you cap it as. Well, this one I capped at 5,000. So they're obviously going, well, okay, if you wanna have 5,000 tickets, we're gonna charge you an arm and a leg to make it public, you know, 250 quid for a month. It's terrible. So I haven't made that one public. I might just make it public for the last week and end up paying 60 quid for 3 days or something if I have to, just to get some extra what's named to it. But that's guaranteed prize. That's absolutely guaranteed, no matter how many tickets we sell, and we've only sold 7 tickets so far. So that's what, and a £2.50 a ticket. So that's worth you, and there's bundles as well on that, so you can get so many and so many free. So that is definitely worth entering. And then on this same username, there's a Silver Rabbit, £1 an entry, maximum 200 entries. And there is also an Alan Turing Silver, £1 an entry, maximum 200 entries. So they're worth just having a couple of quid, just having £1 or 2 on, just buy 1 or 2 entries. But, you know, buying whatever you can over the weekend in any way, shape or form to help me out, whatever I get, every penny I get for this next week will go towards the shop idea, because I really, really believe that's the way to go. Okay, thanks. Now you're going to see the shop. Right then, this is Weymouth Town Centre. A bit awkward because I'm carrying a big box. So we have various shops, as you can see. But this is the heart of the town centre. And straight ahead, all the way down the bottom, is the harbour.
sausage factory. Don't like him very much. Next to the sausage factory is a shop I used to own. There's that one there. I had that shop many years ago. And the one we're looking at is that one over there beyond the phone box. It's got a bit of outside space. It's got a bit of outside space. So that one there, Trudy Driftwood.
Alright, no worries.
That's the one. And then, as you can see, down the bottom there is the harbour. So, and if I was to, that is the harbour itself, just there. So it's actually a really good spot.